Hello everyone, I am Lori Cooch, and this is a special video for the Makers with Heart. It's a mystery envelope project. So each month we're going to have one of these. Amanda, who is part of our Makers with Heart, sent each of us the same collection of items, and we've been challenged to create something with it. So this is what I'm making. We can only use the items that were sent in the envelope. We can add some white and or black cardstock and use our thin cuts and our stamps, but no other papers or embellishments. So those are the rules. So what she has sent is the shaker die, acetate, and foam. She sent 2 pieces of this paper, this thin cut out, a strip of a zip strip, some cardstock, and then this is some cute little sequins. So I'm going to make a card. So I've pre-cut some black cardstock in 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. That'll fit our card base, and then a piece of white cardstock 1/4 of an inch smaller, so 4 by 5 1/4. So those are going to be on our card front. I'm also going to be using the shaker window and confetti thin cuts that we have, and let's see what we create with. Oh, I'm also going to use the January stamp of the month, Sweet Little Things, and I'm going to do some coloring with some alcohol markers, our Spectrum Noir tri-tip markers. So for start, I am going to take one of these pieces that she gave me and cut out. I've got quite the mess going on here. For our shaker window. Bear with me, I am not a very organized crafter. So I'm going to put the stitched piece face down on the paper and run that through my Big Shot. So that's going to give us the circle and then our stitch piece that will go on the outside. And then I'm just taking a little pokey tool. This is from Cricut, and to pop that out of there. I'm going to take some tape runner and add this to my black cardstock. And I'm going to put this on the inside. And this is going to come on the outside. But before I do that, I want to get some stamping done so that it has a chance to dry before I start to color it. So inside of my shaker, I'm going to put this cute little mouse that's on this January stamp of the month. I'm just using a piece of scrap cardstock. Let me get a stamp. And then I'm going to use our Intense Black ink. And I will clean that stamp set off in just a minute. Ignore the tape on my arm. It's physical therapy. The next thing I'm going to do is put my circle on my card front. Let me think, because I'm going to put that there. I'm going to add I think a 1/2 inch. No, I'm going to go 3/4 inch. Got to turn it the other way. Strip, and if you remember, I cut that at 4 inches wide. So I'm going to cut this at 4. Stay. So that's going to go right up here. And then on this piece, I'm going to cut it also, I think at 3/4 inch. I want to make sure I'm going to use the sentiment that says "You make me smile." That will fit on here at 3/4 inch. Just perfect. Ooh, put that over here and cut this at 4 inches. And then I'm going to cut this little zip strip also at 4 inches. And I want more of this color versus this, so I'm going to do it this way. Stay. And I'm going to stamp our sentiment that says "You make me smile" in the center. So let me grab another block. And I'm also going to stamp that in the Intense Black. I've got a glare and I'm trying to center it. So now I'm just going to run some adhesive on the back of this so that I can layer this. And that will go right here. I'm going to hit that with some puffy tape though, so I'm not going to do that just yet. So if this is going to go here, I'm going to put my circle right here. Now here's a trick you may not know about the foam tape. See, it's already pre-cut and there's a circle around the outside. That's going to coordinate the perfect size because it goes with our Stampin' Thin Cut set right around this circle. Now to keep it in a circle so it doesn't get torn around, I'm just going to take my pokey tool and go around it to separate it. I'm poking all the way through from the backing and the other adhesives that are on here. And then it will peel right off and helps keep it true to its circular form. And one thing I want to do before I put this down is try and locate in this mess that I call a desk my anti-static pad and rub it on here, and this will help keep the sequins from staticking up and sticking. Now you'll see I have a little border here, and that is perfectly fine because when you put this on here, you're not going to see it. But I'm not ready to do that just yet. We need to color our little mouse. And you know what, right now we can do some puffy tape. You get extra puffy tape with the thin cut or the shaker die acetate. So I'm going to stick that on here. And then I'm going to place my sentiment at the bottom. So it's got a little bit of dimension to it. Next, I'm going to color our little mouse. And I want his flowers to be pink because I'm a pink person. So I'm coming in, I'm going to color all of them the one shade, and then I'm going to come in and add some darker around the edges. Now our Spectrum Noir, we have light, mid, and dark. So we have 3 colors on each pen. And then, of course, the little leaves need to be green. And if you're not sure of your colors, you just go on some scratch paper and see which one you like. So I'm going to use the dark. And I'm going to let that dry for a second. And then I'm going to come in and highlight the dark again, and that will give it a little bit reality, because we all know leaves tend to be multi-hued. And what color do I want to color our cute little mouse? I'm gonna go with the earth brown blend. And again, play with shading on which color I like best. So I'm going to start with the light. And if you haven't played with the alcohol markers, they're really cool because you're not going to see any of your where you color, you know, your stroke marks. Like with other markers, you're not going to see any of those. It all blends in together. So I'm just going to color the whole little mouse this brown, and then I'm going to come around with the dark and add some shading. And I see I forgot to do the stem on that flower, so I will come in with another green. See how those just blend in together? You can't even see where I stopped coloring and started again. Now I'm going to come in with the dark and add some shading around his ears. In his nose. And I can come in with the light again and blend it all right in. And this time I'm going to grab the Alpine green and I'm going to use the mid to do the stem on the flower. And then everybody's favorite thing to do, fussy cut. And it doesn't have to be perfect, like right up to the edge. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to just leave a little border. I don't know if you guys can hear the TV. My husband has it really loud. Be sure and check out all the other Makers with Heart videos. We do some video releases every month. And we are a group of Close to My Heart consultants. And so in my playlist, you're going to find a Makers with Heart playlist. And you'll find all the videos each month right there. So this is a fun little mystery thing we're going to do every month as well. We all get the same pack. Ooh, this is getting tricky. So I'm going to go like this around it, and I will come back. We'll all get the same pack of supplies and get to make something fun with it. I am the worst at fussy cutting. We all have strong suits and weak suits, and I'm weak at fussy cutting. If you watch my videos, you'll pretty much always see me using one that has thin cuts already, so I don't fussy cut a whole lot. But I just thought this January stamp of the month was too cute not to use on this. And I don't think I'm going to be able to get in there and get his tail without taking too much time, so I'm going to leave it. You could take a craft knife and get into those little places as well. I'm just trying to get this. So our little mouse is going to go right here. I am going to trim up some of the white around here. There, I think he's super cute. So I'm going to glue him down with a tape runner. Oops. And stick him in the middle. Now, some people do this different ways. Some people will take the adhesive off up here and then add the sequins, or you can add the sequins and tear that off. I'm going to do that. So I have my little envelope of sequins here. You don't want a whole bunch because you want to be able to see your little mouse. I'm going to lay him flat. And then on our acetate, there's a protective film on there. So you need to find which size has the film. And the easy way to do that is up in the corner where no one's going to see it. Try and scratch it. And if it's the side with the film, it's going to lift right off, just like that. And now I'm going to carefully, with my poker tool, remove this adhesive. I do not want to disturb my sequins because they will stick to it. And then I'm going to put my adhesive or my acetate down. So that seals in your little sequins. And then I am going to get some liquid glue and put around the edge just a little bit. You don't need a whole lot. This is a great way to use up scraps because, whew, if you could see my closet, I have so many partially used paper packs and scraps of paper. I just need to get in there and do something with them. So that's a video for another day. And for some extra embellishment, I'm going to add some of these sequins along the top. So I'm going to just put a couple dots of glue. And I'm going to take my tweezers, and my glue will dry perfectly clear. So you don't have to worry about that. And one more. There. So there is my mystery card. I need to put it on a card base. So I'm using one of our Close to My Heart card bases and envelopes. You could use foam tape on this as well, but I want the black to sit down flush on the card. So there you have it. There is my mystery envelope card. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it made you smile. Be sure and check out all the other Makers with Hearts videos. I'm sure they're going to be fabulous. I have not seen them yet, but I can't wait to watch them. And I will put links to the items I used, except for the paper, because I'm not 100% sure what papers she used, but you could use any paper you have in your stash. But I will put stamps or links to the other things I used. And I appreciate you watching so very much. And if you enjoyed this video and want to be notified whenever I release a new one, just click the subscribe button and you will get that email notification. Thanks for watching. Have a wonderful night.